Now, on to your emails. And we are going to begin with an insider's tribute to Ozzy. You know, he's the cover of People magazine. And a few episodes back, Bill from Brooklyn was on, and we were talking about Ozzy and his legacy. And I was talking about, my difficulty getting past Ozzy's abuse of animals. I have, when it comes to animals, that's a red line for me. And Bill from Brooklyn was saying, yeah, I agree with you, but Ozzy did give us so much as an artist, and we all did have a relationship with him, parasocial relationship, but his art meant a lot to so many of us. And when these people go, a little part of you goes. And to that point, I got a wonderful email from a troublemaker who goes by Ian. It all tracks. It all sounds real. He's writing from the UK, loves our mission statement here at The Nerve, real talk about fake people. I wanted to say a few words about Ozzy. I'd been a friend of his and Sharon's for over 40 years. I had no business involvement, nor did I particularly like his music. I met him through a mutual friend. He was an extremely warm, generous, gentle, kind, honest, down-to-earth and open-hearted guy. He also possessed the most amazing sense of humor and was a wonderfully dry raconteur. He was deeply lovable and endearing, which is why there is such an outpouring of emotion. He was most definitely not a psychopath. He did think it was a toy bat. Unfortunately, he was plagued by his addictions and did many, many crazy things as a result. The reason he was always forgiven, including his attempt to strangle Sharon in a blackout, was because he experienced immense remorse and genuine regret for his insane actions. Before you think I'm excusing his attack or downplaying it, I know of a recovering alcoholic who killed a police officer in a blackout and has absolutely zero memory of this. I have been clean, Ian's talking about himself, clean and sober for over 25 years, and look back on some of my past behavior with disgust and despair. Everyone who knew Ozzy well loved him very much, as is obvious from the countless tributes paid to him. The Prince of Darkness bullshit was a theatrical act. Pat Boone has just suggested he should have been known as the Prince of Kindness. Ozzy told me that they were neighbors for a time and that Pat was, quote, the nicest fucking guy on the planet, bar none. For what it's worth, I just felt like I'd like to defend Ozzy as best as I could. We take this to heart, Ian, and really love you writing. This is a beautiful email. He signs off, more power to you, especially when you're attacking Bill Maher and Oprah. Yes. Keep digging into the ladder. There are some horror stories to be unearthed. Look into the school in South Africa. Trust me, we are. It's going to be a long investigation, but we're doing it. Maureen, this is from yours in troublemaking Jennifer Sampson, our house artist of the Kennedy Wing. She loved our takedown of AGLT. She has a Sarah Jessica Parker story. I attended the Directors Guild Awards in 2000 when Ang Lee, one of my favorite directors, won for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. SJP was seated at a table just in front of ours, closer to the stage. She was in my constant view. She never stopped moving, leg shaking, checking her clothes, her bra strap, fidgeting in her seat, her hair, back to the bra strap. It was so distracting, and she really seemed like she was on something. She didn't touch her plate, of course, or engage with anyone at her table, none of whom were her level of celebrity. My guess is she felt she deserved to be much closer to the stage with the A-listers. I was starstruck when I first saw her, but soon wanted to head over and teach her some manners, Oklahoma style. The story about SJP and jeans and an old shirt to meet that New Yorker reporter and attend the ballet is so telling. I was fuming. It's like she's always angling to get the most attention and assert her superiority under the guise of sweetness and preciousness. Gross. Here's my last little nugget. This is so good, you guys. I dated Faye Dunaway's nephew, and he said, "Oh, this is alleged. I knew Matthew Broderick back in LA when he was gay. Give Teddy a squeeze for me." You got it. Again, allegedly, vis-a-vis Matthew Broderick. Hi, Maureen. Regarding the mini nerve, of JFK Jr. I worked at a top ad agency in NYC in the 1990s. My client was a major credit card company. My job was to spend the media budget, and George, JFK Jr.'s failure of a magazine, came calling. I remember the launch thinking, what a stupid name, but I thought maybe I was the dumb one because I didn't get the joke because the media was telling you and all of us that he was a genius and it was great. We did advertise in George because everyone wanted to be a part of something created by someone who was, quote, special. I had the opportunity to meet JFK Jr. Yes, he was hot. We all agree. That's empirical. But he was also dull and boring. The ad pages soon started to dwindle. I never did read a full issue of George because, like its founder, it was dull and boring. And thank you for mentioning Carolyn had a cocaine problem. The mainstream media would have everyone believe she was an ethereal, captivating, mysterious woman who won the heart of America's prince. A friend who worked at George would often tell me that Carolyn would storm into that office, obviously high, and raise holy hell. I can just see her with her long camel hair, Calvin Klein coat trailing behind her. Maureen, she loves the show that we use, a larger vocabulary. She's a former teacher. She loves it. On today's Nerve, you said you wouldn't call yourself a ballet dancer. But Maureen, why not? You're an astronaut now. Why not be a ballet dancer too? Perhaps it'll go in the Instagram bio. Okay, 2 hour... and just like that, breakdown of the scene in which the Duncan character goes into Carrie's secret closet and says, sparkle, 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 and picks up one of her silvery, sparkly shoes and goes, oh, hello, look at her. And I said, listen, this is a gay man, friend of Dorothy, coded all day long. From Troublemaker Amy, Maureen, in the original book, I believe the shoes were silver. And I got so many emails about this that, yes, in the book, The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's shoes were silver. In the film, they were changed to red to pop in Technicolor against the yellow brick road. But someone on that writing staff, you know what? It's not the writing staff. I'm going to tell you, it was the... It was the wardrobe department. They got the subtext in. They're making it a little bit more interesting for those of us with a few brain cells to rub together. Okay, finally, Maureen, NerveCon in Las Vegas. You're my favorite astronaut. Thank you. I won't tell Gail. Please host a Nerve convention in Las Vegas and have Billy Joel join you. That would be a dream from your lips, right? From your number one Las Vegas troublemaker. We are talking about a live event and getting it going. I don't know that it will be Vegas, but we are having active discussions. Some of you are going to take that apart and say, Maureen, discussions are active. You're right. You're right. What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? That's right. Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. It's possible when you call American Financing today. If you are feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas bills piling up, you are not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and there doesn't seem to be a way out in the near future. This is where American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt. So call American Financing today before you get to a point where you can't make those payments anymore. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and consolidate debt, all without upfront fees. And their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 a year raise. This is fast, it's simple, and it could save your budget this summer. So call now before it's too late. 866-885-1332. That's 866-885-1332, or visit americanfinancing.net/nerve.